You ever find yourself just wide awake at 3 in the morning with absolutely no idea why? Yeah, you're not alone. So let's dive into what might be happening in those really quiet early hours when pretty much the rest of the world is fast asleep. I mean, it's such a common thing, right? That sudden, unexplained feeling of being aware. For a lot of believers, it brings up a gentle question. Okay, is there a reason for this? A purpose? The house is totally silent. There's no creak, no disturbance, nothing at all to explain why you're suddenly awake. And it's definitely not your alarm. I mean, it's hours before you're supposed to be up. There's no buzzing, no chime, nothing. It's just you and the stillness. And in that quiet, scripture actually invites us not to just brush these moments off, but to maybe listen for what might be just beneath the surface. And this is nothing new. Look, while there are for sure biological reasons for waking up at night, people of faith have for thousands of years seen these watches of the night as, well, significant. It's a time when all the distractions fade away, our hearts get a little more honest, and that quiet can be where we connect the most deeply. So one of the first reasons for this gentle stirring might just be an invitation, an opportunity to finally deal with the burdens we're carrying. You know how it is, during our crazy busy days, it's so easy to just ignore that knot in our stomach or that worry that keeps nagging at us. But in the silence of 3 a.m., those things, they have nowhere left to hide. They come right to the surface, not to freak us out, but so we can finally acknowledge them and place them into God's hands. And these are usually the big ones, the deep concerns of the heart, right? Worries about our kids or our parents, maybe a major life decision we've been putting off, or those huge questions about our purpose that we're just too busy to think about during the day. This slide really nails the choice we have in that moment. On one hand, we can react with panic, just letting anxiety spiral out of control in the darkness. Or we can follow the example of Jesus in Gethsemane. He brought his deepest anguish to the Father. Not in chaos, but in this profound act of surrender. It's a quiet chance for us to do the very same thing. Now, sometimes the burdens we're being prompted to think about, they aren't even our own. And this leads us to another really powerful idea. Maybe this moment is a call to connect through prayer. See, prayer in these moments isn't always about trying to find a quick fix or get an immediate answer. A lot of the time, its real purpose is just to be reminded of that constant, comforting presence in the quiet. To know that you're not facing your struggles all by yourself. And scripture just reinforces this idea over and over again. This promise, it isn't just for the daytime. It's especially powerful in those dark, lonely hours of the night when we can feel the most vulnerable. It's like a direct line of comfort. But then there's this whole other dimension. What if waking up isn't about your own burdens at all? What if it's a quiet nudge to pray for someone else? So many people of faith have these stories of waking up with a specific person just heavy on their heart, a child going through a really tough time, a friend facing a crisis, or maybe even just a vague feeling about a situation you don't know much about, but you feel prompted to lift it up in prayer. It's really an invitation to trust that God is at work, even when we can't see the whole picture. And all of this brings us to a third, really fundamental lesson that these nighttime awakenings can teach us. It's a gentle reminder about where true peace and real rest are actually found. Think about it. We spend so much of our days trying to manage everything, right? To stay in control of our lives, our futures, thinking that's where security comes from. But this moment, it offers a completely different idea. That real peace, that deep soul-level calm, isn't found in gripping tighter, but in actually letting go. I mean, the very act of being awake when all you want to do is sleep is a pretty humbling reminder that we are not fully in control. We can't even command our own bodies to rest. This moment teaches us dependence, and it reframes rest not as something we're owed, but as a gift to be received with gratitude. Okay, so we've explored some of the whys behind these awakenings, but what do we actually do when we find ourselves awake in that quiet darkness? Here's a beautifully simple guide. First thing, resist that immediate urge to grab your phone or turn on the TV. Don't fill the silence with more noise. Instead, just sit with the stillness. Focus on your breathing. Let it slow down. And then maybe just whisper a simple prayer or a line from a song. This line right here, it's the ultimate act of trust. It's what Jesus whispered from the cross. And in the quiet of the night, it becomes this incredibly powerful prayer of release. just letting go of your worries, your need to be in control, and your very self into the gentle care of God. So, while we might see it as just an annoying interruption, this quiet, unscheduled time can be profoundly formative. It's in the stillness, away from the hustle and bustle of the day, that some of the deepest spiritual work can really happen. And this is really the final reassuring takeaway. This experience, far from being some random or meaningless glitch, can be seen as an intentional act of divine care. It's a reminder that even in the middle of the night, you are seen and you are not forgotten. So the next time you find yourself awake in the quiet darkness, how are you going to meet that moment? With frustration or with an open heart, just ready to listen?